Hey, what's up everyone? This video is going to be a shorter version of the details of what I experienced earlier. When I went outside, I went toward the pine trees on our property. I went toward the old road. There is an old road on one side of our property, and there's the newer highway on the other side. And it had rained all day, so it was foggy, but surprisingly it wasn't too foggy in the spot where I was at. And I stayed there and just decided to observe. So as I did, these strange gaseous looking orbs, that's the only way I know how to describe them, is orbs. They moved along the ground, and as they were moving, they just kind of, I guess, slithered along the ground. I don't know. They moved, and some of them seemed like animals that were there and not. They weren't like animals, but I wasn't shining a light on them. I had my bright headband light, but I didn't have it on. So there was no way for their eyes to have reflected from any light because I didn't shine any light on them. So they just kind of, some of them were just like gigantic round orbs, and they would move along the ground and move along the road. And like I stated, I do believe we have a portal, or maybe a few portals, on our property in the field. But these things were moving along the ground, and then suddenly, after a few minutes had passed, I got this strange feeling. Some of them gave me this strange feeling where I got nauseated and sort of in a trance, but I did not want to look them in the eyes. I didn't want to look this one thing in the eyes. The main one, the more prominent one that it went, it was weird. It was like there were these glowing beings just moving along back and forth. Just moving along. These glowing greenish yellow orb things. And the main one had went up the bushes next to the road on our property, and then it kind of went back down. It turned and looked at me, and I seen two eyes. And it turned and looked at me, and the thought that I got was, it was looking at me like, how do you see me? Why do you see me? Like, you see us. You're aware of us. And suddenly, I get this strange feeling, but I don't look directly at it. I can see it, and then suddenly it goes down, and then moves along the ground really quickly. It's just scurrying toward me, just running toward me, and I wait till it's about 2, maybe 3 feet away from me, just like I stated in my previous video, and I spotlight it. I shine the light on it. It's gone, right in front of my eyes. When you spotlight these things and shine the light on them, and this headband light shines very, very brightly all around, and can even spotlight things from a distance, you couldn't see them. They were gone. They weren't visible in the light. They were not visible to the light. Only in the dark. They glowed in the dark. They weren't anything natural as far as I could tell. Something like that would not be running up to you, and then when it's very close to you, you spotlight it and there's nothing there. Especially something that large. And they were all around, passing back and forth, back and forth. And it sort of reminded me of some of the Native American Indian situations, of skinwalker type situations, or maybe it was orbs, maybe it was, I do know that there are beings, cryptid beings, that there are, well, what they define under cryptids, there are, and I've experienced them, there are interdimensional beings, or some call it extra-dimensional beings. There are positive and negative entities, beings of the spirit realm. Skinwalkers I've experienced as well. I've experienced Sasquatch activity. I've experienced it all. almost everything you can think of. And orbs, it could have been orbs of some sort, I don't know. Now, I've experienced all kinds of beings. Alien-looking beings, everything. But when I turned around, I noticed this black cat. It wasn't large enough to be a panther, but unless it was a baby panther, and it wasn't small enough to be a house cat or someone's cat, but it was in between. It was very large, fairly large, and it was just looking at me, sitting there looking at me. I had shined the light right afterwards because I could see it there's this security light, the street light that we have, and in part of that you could see this cat, and that's what was behind me. It had been sneaking up closer and closer to me, observing me, just looking at me, and when I shined my light on it, it turned its head down. It turned its head downward, closing its eyes where it's like the light was too bright for it, and then it turned around and took off up the hill. It was mostly black, that cat, and it had a very long black tail, and then it jumped across the gully across the gully next to the road, and then back up the hill and just vanished. So that was the majority of my experiences that I just had an hour ago. This is the shortened version of those experiences. So I decided to make orbs the background for this video, and you can see on the bottom left the various colors of orbs and their possible meanings. So I just decided to share this with you all. I thank you for watching, and if you have experienced anything like this, please let me know. Also, thank you so much to all my subscribers, 800 plus and counting. So much love, peace, thanks for watching. Feel free to email me at the email that I post below my videos, and leave your comments in the comment section below of your own personal experiences. And you can also message me directly on YouTube. So, peace, much love, bye.